Hi, guys. Welcome back to another podcast episode of the Balanced Boss Mom podcast. I'm your host, Erika, and today we are going to be exploring about motherhood, mental health, of course, and the tools that help women feel strong, informed, and empowered in their lives. Today's conversation is one I know so many of us craving for. I know I crave it for myself often when we talk about mental health, especially if you ever felt stuck in survival mode, which I'm going to be in survival mode this weekend with this whole winter storm, but overwhelmed by symptoms or frustrated with a pill for every ill approach to health. Today, I am so honored with our guest, Robyn, a wellness entrepreneur and a former dental professional who is passionate about expanding alternative non pharmaceutical options for people seeking better health and visibility. Robyn blends heart, science, and leadership, which I'm so excited about talking about the science of everything. And she focuses in helping individuals actively their own wellness journey. So, without further ado, I am so honored for you to be on the podcast, Robyn, and welcome.
That was great. I'm happy to be here. So thank you for having me and let me share what I'm so passionate about. I'm fired up. Every morning I wake up fired up to share. So thank you. Thank you for that.
No, you're welcome. And thank you again for having this conversation and being on today's podcast. So,
Yep.
for the listeners that don't know your wellness journey and don't know about your dentistry journey,
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about your background and what led you to do both of these massive, powerful works?
Yeah. Well, so way back when I was in high school, one of my friends' dad was a dentist, and my parents were both on the computer side and all that. I'm like, okay, but he's like, hey, why don't you check it out? Come work
Mm-hmm.
with me.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, was that fun? I'm a people person and I'm a self-proclaimed empath. So I'm like, this is so fun. He literally brought me into my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell in love with it. So, 18 to I want to say I was probably 48, so it was a long career of dentistry and working in the field of people, the business aspect of it, which I wasn't real fond of ever, but it was,
Mm-hmm.
but I love teeth. I love the head and neck and I love health. What I didn't love is the pain and the things that come with it. So,
Mm-hmm.
you tend to get, you're stuck in this little position and you do try to, but there's nothing you can do. You're in a little dark hole. So
Mm-hmm.
eyes, neck, hands, all the things that come with it. You just learn to live in pain and you learn to live with the things that come with repetitive movement, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So leading into what I do now, to help people understand why I got into this, I've always kind of been a little bit of the natural, why would we go and just pour
Mm-hmm.
whatever in our bodies? But coming from dentistry, you take medicine classes, you have to do all the pharmaceuticals. So I would take Advil, I would take Tylenol,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it was to get through my pain, to get through the day on a daily basis, because it would take the edge off. It wouldn't ever
Mm-hmm.
get rid of what was wrong. And so there was that virus that went around the world. It shut everything down. We all know that happened. And
Yeah.
so it shut down my world. At the time I was in California and they were like, everything's gone. And so, which meant that I couldn't work. I couldn't treat
Oh
patients. I
no.
couldn't do anything. And I'm just sitting around. It's kind of like at the beginning, it was like a free little break, but then it
Mm-hmm.
became, well, this is horrible. What am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and one of my friends was like, you always talk about that headache that doesn't go away. Always talk about your hands. You talk about the brain fog. Like I got the virus really bad and I had it for the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
And I was miserable. So I was like, I take Advil every day. Like I had a headache when I was 13. I developed temporal arthritis, which is basically arthritis right here.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a migraine, but it was the intensity of migraines and it never went away. It was just constant.
Okay.
But anyhow, so that's the stem of my headaches. So anyway, my friends like stick a patch on. I'm wearing mine here today, and we can
Mhm.
talk about why I put it there later. But I was like, okay, I was super skeptical. I tried everything under the sun. I'm like, yeah, I'll put that on. Let's see what it does. Literally. So when I woke up in the morning, I kid you not, I was going down the stairs, and usually when I would go down the stairs, I could
Mhm.
feel my headache. I didn't have that sensation. So I was like,
Oh, good.
shaking my head. I
Mhm.
called her. I'm like, what was in that patch? Because not only did my headache go away,
Mhm.
but I felt a shift in my body. And I'm like,
Mhm.
in the dental
You
profession,
felt better.
yeah, I felt better. You get drug tested. I'm like, what was in there? Like I was a little worried.
Mhm.
And she gave me a website to check out, and I never looked back. By the end of that week, I could make a fist. I used to have those knuckles, the little knuckles that, look like a fist.
Oh, kinda like
Yeah.
cramping, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, literally, I could make a fist. I'm like, what in the world did I just, fall into? And
Mhm.
while I'm sitting at home with the rest of the world doing nothing, I dove in. I looked at the science. There's
Mhm.
201 patents now protecting the technology that's in this little
Mhm.
pad has the technology. Nobody else can get this technology.
That's
So
awesome.
I am like super science nerd. I'm like, oh, so there is
Mhm.
no competition. It's global. The
Okay.
technology's in here. So I dove into the science and I'm like, hey, and went to my husband, torn L4, L5, sports injuries. He
Mhm.
also has a heart condition from a failed surgery. I'm like, we're patching you. So by
Mhm.
the end of his week, he's like, what? So I patched my kids and I'm like, I'm going, so by the time
Mhm.
the world opened back up, I'm like, no, thank you. I
You
never
don't
went
need
back.
any of the medication or anything anymore. It was
Nothing.
just simply through the patch, which is pretty interesting. That's
Hmm.
cool. And I know COVID, that virus, man,
Oh,
that virus took a
I
lot
had
of
it four
people out.
times. I mean, it's no joke. I really felt horrible. And it was a long haul for me. I mean, I am like, let me knock on some wood.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's not put some wood.
I
You,
catch it just by
you,
saying it. It's
you
a
said
nasty virus.
you said
Yeah.
4 times?
Oh, four times. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
no, no. Mm-mm. I don't want you to get it no more. We're gonna knock
Mm-mm.
on wood because
No,
that.
and I actually haven't been sick in a very long time. Probably, things are shifting
Mhm.
in my body. But when I was getting it, it laid me out. Like there wasn't anything. I mean, and each
Mhm.
time was worse, and each time it lingered, and I didn't have taste and smell for over a year.
Oh
The
wow.
ENT, the ENT doctors were like, "Well, we can go and do a little surgery, and maybe." I'm like, "Well, will it come back?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know." I'm like, "Well, then why would I do
Mhm.
that?" And I have pictures of myself literally putting the patches here.
Mhm.
And you want to know what happened? I got my taste and smell back very quickly because your body is designed to heal.
Mhm.
The first cell of the body, blast of light happens, and now
Mhm.
you're an embryo, and the first cell is a stem cell. And that was because we know that stem cells are the only cell of the body that will heal you, repair, and
Mhm.
regenerate what you have. And so we do have healing powers on our own. Like we don't need to go down the rabbit hole of
A
what
lot of
people.
holistic things are coming more approach with
Yeah,
medications, and I
yeah.
see now with what we're dealing with, like the dye that is in the medication or the dye that's in food that is now starting to get taken out, which
Mhm.
it does take some time to do research, and
Yeah.
everything back then wasn't as advanced as it is now. Just like how they said in China, they're like light years ahead of us, like 2036, 2037, compared to people that are in Africa. Like, they're in, I think I saw a video, they were stuck in 2016, 2017.
Yep.
And I found that very interesting because I was like, you don't know that the iPhone has advanced already in the United States. And
Right.
you're in 2016. And then it kind of feels like now, with 2026, it does feel like it's 2016 all over again, like a
Oh,
loophole
yeah.
that's happening.
Well, you mentioned in China, I mean, Chinese medicine has been around for thousands of years. They
Hmm.
live extremely long. They do acupuncture, they do acupressure. So, when you talk about these patches and where they're patented, they all have a
Hmm.
patented location. You do not have to wear it in there. You can wear it anywhere in your body. You can put on your cheek or your foot. It's
Hmm.
systemic, but to get a patent, you have to show certain amount of exact locations on X amount of people with the
Hmm.
exact outcome, right? So, and those
Hmm.
have to be on the meridians in Chinese medicine. So, a lot of times people will say this is just wearable acupressure because if
Hmm.
you put it on acupressure points, you can target right there and then it goes out, right? So, where it
Hmm.
was patented, you can place it. Sometimes people are like, well, I have acid reflux. Where would I put it? You just ask Siri, hey, where's the acupressure point for acid reflux, as an example? And it
Okay.
will tell you, and then put the patch there. no problem. Like, it is so simple. My kids wear it.
Mm-hmm.
They're 14 and 15. They know where they want to put it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's a whole nother story why they're wearing it. I mean, high school is not an easy thing. I mean, we all know, we've been there. Anxiety, pressures, and all these things. And when your cortisol goes up, your fight or flight, and you're just going, you
Mm-hmm.
can actually naturally lower that cortisol, lower your anxiety, within minutes of putting on the patch. And so, we wake up in the morning, we do our thing, we put our patches on, kids are good. Yeah.
And they're
And my
good for
youngest
the
is
rest
high
of the day.
anxiety. He had a horrible event when he was 6, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, PTSD was horrible with that. So he's gotten through it.
Good. I'm glad to hear that he's gotten through this. And I
Yeah.
know we're about to start getting deep into like the activating the wellness from within. So one thing I love about your approach is that you focus on activating wellness, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. And so instead of asking more things from your body, what does that look like? What can we do like to our body instead of asking it from our body? Is that's the question.
Yeah, people usually know we have body heat. Obviously,
Mhm,
you have body heat. That is your light. We all emit low levels of light, near infrared
mhm,
light. So there's an external source of light, and then there's an
mhm,
internal source of light. So the example of phototherapy would be when you go in the sun, your
mhm,
vitamin D will naturally elevate. You will feel happy. Countries that have low light, like
mhm,
Oregon, Europe, there's not a lot of sunlight. They tend to be a little um, drawn in. They're not as like, as opposed to
mhm,
like California, the Sunshine State. Like, they're just like, so that's a example of external light,
mhm,
phototherapy. Internal light means your body. We all emit this low level of light.
mhm,
When you put on a patch, what's in the technology, there is no chemicals. There's nothing going in your body. So it's
mhm,
non-transdermal, non-invasive. But when you put it on, within seconds, your body heat will activate it. It
mhm,
activates and stimulates your light. And that light, it's like wavelengths of light,
mhm.
will send out signals to your central
Okay.
nervous system, and then very quickly activates your peptides that are in your body. So mitochondria is at a cellular level. This isn't just surface level, like a
Mhm.
band-aid. It goes beyond that. It goes all the way straight to the mitochondria and gets to work for you. Hmm.
Okay. So I understand it a little bit more. It's like that's why they tell us all the time, like doctors say it's best to go outside for your vitamin D. I know
Hmm.
my vitamin D is probably low
Hmm.
because I work from
Yeah.
home. So I'm in the four
Yeah.
walls all the time. So I try to like lately throughout my lunch breaks, I'll go outside and do like the 30-minute walk.
Yeah.
Um do you know what other forms that you could add to replace like vitamin D?
Yeah. Well, you know what? They've done studies. So since COVID, since we talked about that, excuse
Mhm,
me, people get to work from home, like you said. So you're in this little box, just like me. I'm at home,
mhm,
and you don't see the sunlight, right? So you're
right.
like, oh, I'm tired. You're yawning, and like you said, you're going to go outside and you're going to go for a walk. Well, when it's 30 below, like where I'm at now, you're not going to do that.
Mhm,
So when you're patching, the immediate things that you will feel is an elevation of what you already have in your body. So energy goes up, vitality goes up. You feel a sense of, it's almost like a euphoric feeling that happens naturally. You're not getting stimulus, but you
mhm,
are elevating what you have. Another example would be glutathione. That's something that people like, I'm going to take a lot of glutathione during
mhm,
cold and flu season. Well, now you're taking a pill. The first thing that happens to on your tongue, is amylase will start to break down the pill, then it's going to go
mhm,
down. Now you have stomach acid, breaks it down, kidney, liver. By the time you have any of that, you're getting about 7% of glutathione. So you just ate a, $5 pill, and
wow.
you're not getting very much of that. Whereas you put on a patch, what they can prove and show through blood work is
Mhm,
you're elevating 300% of your glutathione. So people aren't getting as sick, or that happens with everything, not
mhm,
just glutathione, but what you already produce, all the peptides that we have, collagen, it's elevating. It's not giving it to you, it's elevating what you have. And that's what's so incredible about it. Yeah.
That's very, very interesting to learn, like the
Yeah.
body and how the body works because
Yeah. It's
I've
very
been so
magical.
yeah, I've been so intrigued about my body in reference to why do I feel tired versus why, um, like looking at a computer all day. You
Yep.
spend 8 hours a day, and they say it's not good to look at a computer all day. You're supposed to like get
That's right.
off of it and shut your mind and your body down. So I'm
Yep.
very intrigued with the body and like the blood work behind like
Yeah.
what panels to take and how to get, because I am getting older and I'm trying to
Yeah.
be here for a long time, not for a short time.
Yeah,
So,
well, I mean, the blue light too. That's also something that happens when you put on the patch. Your body becomes a Faraday cage, right? So,
mhm,
sometimes people will wear the glasses. It's
mhm,
great. But you're also thinking of like the 5G that's coming. When
mhm,
you wear a specific patch, the X49, which we'll talk about later, that
mhm,
actually will put on a natural Faraday cage for yourself. So people will do muscle testing. I actually took a video with my son because I wanted to do my own test without him understanding what I was doing.
mhm.
So patched and unpatched and have him be on his cell phone and where his strength was. I mean, we're talking within seconds. I mean, yeah. So
Like a night
blue
and
light,
day kind of switch.
yeah. 5G, it's all sucking the life out of you. It's a terrible thing, but we all have it. We have it around us.
Mhm,
We're surviving. Now we have got AI and all these things. So
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
like
$100%.
I wanted to transition into the for my glasses, like the
Yeah,
not the 5G, but
the blue
the
light.
blue light,
Yeah.
because I was told that it's much easier on my eyes.
Yes.
Because what I found out is these glasses, they said it was a much stronger prescription than my glasses previously before. And they were trying to figure out why. They were like, you shouldn't be having this strong of a medication in your right eye versus your left eye. And I was like, really? And they were
Yep.
like, yeah, your glasses is too strong. That's probably why you're getting these headaches. That's probably why you're getting like the black, like the darkness when you can't see. So they
Yep.
were like, we're gonna lower your prescription. Now, shame on me for not going to get my glasses because life's been lifing, but I'm gonna get my new glass because I found the glasses that I wanted. And
Yeah.
it's so
Well,
crazy.
eyesight will repair as well. Everything repairs. You're getting older, your eyes are changing. My eyesight went completely back to 2020. I don't need my readers. I don't need any of that, all from patching. So
Mhm.
things can happen. Your body is designed to heal. It's not designed to be
Like a machine.
developing these things, right? Oh, I'm
Mhm,
getting older. Now I have arthritis. Now I have to hunch over. Now
mhm,
people accept that identity. You don't need to accept that identity. When somebody says, "Oh, you got this because you're older,"
mhm.
yeah, no, your body's designed to do what it's naturally supposed to do, and that's repair. So it's pretty cool. Your eyesight, Erica. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get you patching. This is gonna be
I
fun.
know, it's really because, like, it was so crazy, like, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I didn't have to wear glasses for the whole time, and I was like, "Yes!" I was so happy, I was like, "Wait a minute," because the first time I put my glasses on, I was like, "Wait," I was like, "I'm blurry, like, this is blur I really, like, because 'cause I'm so used to wearing my glasses,
Yep.
and I put my glasses on, and I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
this is blurry." I was like, I'm never blurry, my vision's never blurry with my glasses." So I took my glasses off, and I was like, "God, are you
Hmm.
playing a trick on me?" I was like, "Because now I can see," and I was like, "I can
Right.
see perfectly."
Right.
So and I went throughout the day, and I was like, "This is weird, like, I don't have to wear my glasses." But when I went to the doctor, and this was, like, in 2018, when I went to the doctor, he was like, "Make sure you keep your glasses," he said, "because your vision is gonna change once you have your baby." And
Right.
I was like, "For real?" I said, "I don't have this for a long time, only for a short time." He said, "It might not even go back, like, your vision might not even, you might not have to wear them ever again." He said, "But keep them just in
Just keep
case."
my hair got curly
Pattern.
after my kids. I used to have stick straight, and now this is kind of like blow dried straight. So
Oh, man.
things happen. Hormones
After
happen.
after I had her,
Yeah.
I was like I said, "Wait, my vision is blurry again." So I put my glasses on. I said, "I can see." And I was like, "Wait a minute. Take them back off." So I took them back off. I was like, "He's
Yeah.
right. Might as well have," because I was gonna toss them. I was gonna throw them out. But it's amazing how your body was just
Yeah.
like, you know what, your vision you can see.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's cool. I was like, now vision, can you do this again?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It will. It can. It
And
absolutely can. So,
I know it
you know,
can, which is very, very
yeah.
interesting. It's
Well,
the
sometimes people will be like, "Oh, I'm gonna patch to put my eyes back." Meanwhile, kidneys and I mean, all kinds of things can happen in your body. It's going
Mhm.
to work where it needs to work first, second, third. You can't really tell it what it's going to do, but it needs to work on the important things first, and then it'll work its way to repair everything within your body.
Yeah, and it's amazing how we're talking about getting into the science and technology because I love science. I love
Me
science,
too.
social studies. So let's talk about the technology behind the approach. What makes it a difference from other wellness brands?
Well, ours is the only non-transdermal. So that means, you'll see things like a nicotine patch when people are trying to quit
Mhm,
smoking. They put it on, it gives them low levels of nicotine through the patch, soaking into your body. Now you have nicotine. Lidocaine patch, there's super patches, there's patches out there to
mhm,
give you what it is you think you're looking for. And then it'll say not safe for babies, pregnancy, elderly,
mhm,
not safe if you're on medications. That's because it's giving you a chemical that may have a reaction to your body. And
mhm,
then, oh my
mhm,
gosh, what if you're like, what if you have a major reaction? This is the only non transdermal patch in the world. And that's why there's so many patents protecting the technology. So when you put it on,
mhm,
nothing is going into your body. There's no side effects. If you're on medications, fine. It's not going to counter interact. So the science is in the technology. It's amino acids and crystals in a formation of a lattice, crystalline lattice. And
mhm,
when it seeks your light, it mirrors back into your body to
mhm.
elevate
Okay.
the peptides. So it's essentially people like ingesting peptides now. It's a big thing, peptide therapy.
Mhm,
And that ingestion, I mean, it's a money suck. You're basically eating these supplements that is high money. Sometimes people spend a
mhm.
couple hundred a month to eat these supplements, and they're getting like a little percentage of what it actually is happening.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of these medications right now going away
Because
from
people want
insurance.
nowhere. They're like peptide from here, GLP-1 from here, and inject. I'm like, what are we? What?
And then
Your
the crazy part
body?
about it is it's not even covering through your insurance, and then you're ended up. I remember, I think it was maybe a couple days ago. A lot of people have been calling in about Wegovy or Monjaro, and it's crazy that how one year it's covered, the next year it's completely not covered, and they're spending thousands and thousands. Like they're
Yeah,
like, I need this. It's not for me to lose weight. Um, but it's for me to control my diabetes,
yeah.
which I wish they had a way where it could say under their medication, like this is subject to weight loss and diabetes medication. So that way it can get covered. I mean,
Yeah. Well, with diabetes, I have had friends who, they need their insulin, their pancreas is not producing properly, and they start patching, their pancreas is healed. They are no longer diabetic. They no longer, I mean, our bodies, the reason those injections are working is because it's activating potentially what it needs to activate, but you're hooked on it forever because it is not repairing and recovering, regenerating your stem
mhm,
cells
mhm,
because your bodies should do that. But instead, people are doing the injections and the pills monthly. They have to go to CVS or the pharmacy to pick up this
mhm.
cute little bottle or injection every month. That's very expensive.
It is, and
They
then it's
need
like they
you, the
still
big
gotta
pharma
pay
needs, yeah,
and still
they
gotta
need,
pay a copay, and then the copay doesn't apply, and
oh
it
my gosh.
sucks because I wish, um and I know it's probably gonna happen, like, in the near future, but I wish it was a way where when you get your medication, you also get, like, a copy of what's a deductible, a coinsurance, a copay, what is it out of pocket, instead of calling into the insurance and be like, "Well, I don't know what a deductible is," but then if you Google it, you'll get the definition of what a what a
Well, my goal
deductible
is
is.
to get everybody off of their pills because that's big pharma's big money. They got to keep you sick. They got to keep you coming
Mhm.
more, up, up, up. And now you're spending tons of, this is $3. This is $3 a day.
Oh, see, that's not and then
Like,
that's not bad
like
versus,
you got
like,
it.
you're spending, like, $5,000 on a medication. It's just it's insane how, and I know we're getting into it a little bit about pharmaceutical because it's insane that medication can be so ridiculously high
Yeah.
where if you're overseas, you get it covered. It's free. You don't have to worry about going into the doctor and having a doctor bill later on. Like, for example, I went to the hospital a couple weeks ago for a miscarriage. And so for me, um, the bill came back and I was like, nobody's talking about how a bill can rack up to $12,000. And that's insane to me because I was listening to another podcast versus listening to like reading my documents myself. I said, if mine is 12,000, and I saw another podcaster, she literally had a stillborn, and I think her bill was 32K, and I was like, $32,000
Yeah.
for going
Yeah.
through a miscarriage, and then just to be told you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you'll be turned away. And pharmaceutical is it's like that. It's kind of like you're being turned away, or you're not getting the care that you need, and then it makes you do go back to the doctor.
You
It
have to.
makes you
They
do
have to
have
keep
to
using.
go keep
If the
using
world got
it.
healthy, nobody would have that. I mean, it's a very
If the
it's
world
a
had
dilemma.
free healthcare, I think nobody would go back to that probably. But it's insane.
They
It's
would deactivating their stem cells is what they would be doing.
because it's insane to see the difference where here everyone is like in the United States, medication, prior authorizations, can't get this medication approved. But if you are in Europe
Yeah.
or in London somewhere, you're getting free healthcare. And I
Yeah.
feel like it should be free healthcare all around,
Right. Right.
which
Yeah.
is interesting. Um, I'm so excited to keep talking about the science behind this, but you mentioned 1,000 of clinical studies. So why is it important for people who are skeptical? Maybe they've never heard of the patch before and they feel skeptical to try it, or um,
Yeah, I mean, everything is published. Besides the patents that are published, the clinical studies are published, so you can
Mhm,
look at all of those. And the reason they do them, double-blind placebos, and it's because of people that are skeptical. My husband was super skeptical. He's like, okay, but I mean, he lived in pain, with the back pain. It's horrible. You got to
mhm,
try it. You really got to just try it to believe it. When it happens to yourself, you're like, I was skeptical. I'm like, I always take an Advil a day. I would wake up, I'd take my
mhm,
Advil, I'd go to work. It would take the edge off of my pain. And I got used to it. I got used to just, okay, as long as it's a low level of pain, I got this. Literally having it gone is like when somebody's in pain, you almost get your life back. You're just, oh my gosh.
mhm.
Um, my friend had a massive stroke and she was confined to a wheelchair. Well, she's jogging. So to
That's
get your
awesome.
life back really opens up your eyes to what's possible. But the clinical studies, yes, you can read all of them. The company gives you
Mhm,
a money back guarantee because they want you, they know people will be skeptical because the minute you are like in kindergarten, it's, vaccines, pills, your brain
mhm.
is trained that you need to be um reliant on the system, and you actually don't need to be. So people are used to an identity of, oh, you have anxiety, and oh, you have PTSD, go do this. Okay, but your body can do that. So the company wants you to try it risk free. There's a money back guarantee. You try it, you use it all. If you hated it, get your money back. I haven't met anybody who's hated it, especially women, because our bodies go through so many changes. Menopause, miscarriages, your body needs to do a lot of hormonal changes. It's been incredible. People are getting off the hormone replacement. I'm not telling people get off their pills, but I really would love for people to open their eyes and give something else an opportunity for your body
Mhm.
to do what it's designed to do. Really.
Like an alternative
Yep.
to the
Yep.
medication. Because what if that medication still continues making you sick? I believe that you should try all different options,
Yep.
and I
Yep.
believe that you should have second opinions because sometimes, or third, a lot of people don't know to advocate for themselves,
Oh
especially
my God.
with medication.
Yeah.
Um, and
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool to see where, like, on the insurance side of things that I'm in, where you can advocate for that person and then you give them such a sign of relief versus um, they keep going through the ringer of, oh, I got to do a prior authorization. I got to do the pill. It's making me sick. I haven't had my medication. And it's sad to see that a lot of people haven't had their medication in like 4 or 5 months and they're still trying to
Wait.
find an alternative.
Yeah.
Well,
They should patch. It goes right to their house. They don't need a doctor to say, "Oh, go try the patch," because
Mhm,
it will never be sold. It's a zero debt company.
mhm,
Big Pharma tries to buy it all the time. There's no reason to sell it. It's a zero debt billion-dollar company that's 22 years old. If they sold it, there are companies who want to buy it. Guess what will happen? They will put medication in there, and now you can't afford it because instead of $3 a day, it's going to be probably $50 a day, and people won't afford it. So it goes right to your house. You order it,
mhm.
goes to your house. You don't need to check in on things. People like myself, I'm like nerdy science. I'm like, oh, I want to see my blood work. Oh, I want to. I'm like, but people don't have to do that. My kids don't do that.
Mhm,
They just slap it on. Um,
mhm.
there's specific patches, which hopefully we can have that series soon and talk about what each
Mm.
patch does because there is some performance things that can happen too.
Yeah, the more that I am like, I'm loving this conversation because, like I
Yeah,
said, I love science and I love the details behind like how it can, um, like we just talked about phototherapy and how
yep,
radiation and vitamin D goes into your body. So I'm very intrigued about the science side of things of the patch
yep.
because if there's another alternative that's out there that can help somebody, I'm glad that I brought this to the conversation.
Oh yeah, oh
And
yeah,
I know we talked about a little bit how there is, you said it was a documentary.
yeah. There's a documentary coming out. See, October, I got to go to a convention and we got to watch the whole thing.
Mhm,
Mickey Willis is a world known, kind of opens up the doors opposite of big pharma, opposite of what the world is open to,
mhm,
um, movie producer. And he got introduced to the patch and got to see what's happening. Started with the Navy SEALs 22 years ago, right? So the Navy
mhm,
SEALs are using this. Professional athletes are using it. So he thought, well, I'm going to make a documentary. So he got in with David Schmidt, who developed this,
mhm.
um, did some research. So the Netflix is about to come out. And when that happens, it is going to open up the eyes and ears of so
I'm
many
excited.
because it is going to blow when you see it and you
Mhm,
get exposed to what's actually happening. You can
mhm,
actually see like deep dive visually what's happening to the body
mhm.
and the science behind it. I mean, I was like goosebumps the whole time. I sometimes I wanted to cry in one of those parts. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was awesome. It's
You're
coming.
gonna have to call me and text me and say, "Hey,
It's
Erica,
coming. Wait till you
it's
see it. I
coming.
was just like, I
I
was
need you to
blown
see
away.
this."
Oh
Because
yeah,
I love documentaries on Netflix where they talk about like your health and things like
real
that.
life. Oh yeah.
And it's real life, especially I think there was one documentary where there was like I think twins, and they were like teaching them about like the food that you're putting into your body. Like if you ate this food, what would it look like on the healthier side of things? If you keep eating the junk food, what it would be. And it was like night and day to see like certain twins just go through this, or
Yeah.
a mother and daughter, or father and son go through this. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, it really is
Yeah.
a difference. If you ate healthier,
Right.
you have more energy, more light, more substance in your body versus eating the junk food. It puts you in a slump and you're tired. So I get it because I was
Yeah.
like, especially working from home, you
Oh yeah.
can't really get up and go like you want to do. You're
Yeah.
stuck to your seat and like you have to have all your snacks. So
Yeah.
I wish I need to find more of a healthier approach on my
Yeah.
snack choices with with me working from home. I've been eating my almonds, which is my little go-to a little bit, but I'm like, man, I got 6 more hours, and I'm like, oh.
Well, here's a free tip. Just Amazon a little bag of. I use the organic Celtic sea salt, um, because when you get cellular dehydration, it's different than like,
Mhm,
oh, I drink a lot of water. Okay, you're just gonna pee it all out because you drink a lot of water.
mhm,
Gatorade, garbage. Like what you need, just a little pinch of Celtic sea salt. I buy the course because
mhm,
otherwise it's like sandy. Just drop a little bit under your tongue, let it sit there for a couple seconds, your mouth of water, and then drink your water twice a day. You literally, that's like a free tip. just a bag of Celtic sea salt a couple times a day, your energy will go up, your
Mhm.
sluggishness will go up,
Okay.
will go down. You'll feel different. And that's because, you think of a cell needs to be like a grape.
Mhm.
um, when your cells get dehydrated, they're using a lot of energy all day. As soon as you wake up, they're working. They become little flat raisins. You need to plump them up. And the sea salt, it's the best mineral ever. It's like the natural antioxidant from the sea, from the Celtic Sea. So it's a little
Okay.
moist when you get it in the bag. It needs to be moist. You don't want to dry that out. But free tip of the day,
I
and go
have
get your
been
sunlight.
and I have been seeing a lot
Yep.
of and it's probably like now gonna pop up
Mm.
on our Google
Yeah,
and
because we're
on our
talking.
phone about sea salt. So I'm probably gonna be like, your tip, it just hit my phone. So yes.
Yeah.
Um Now me as a mom, and I know you as a mom, we struggle to prioritize our own health.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the signs in a mom's body is asking for like that deep support to support their wellness?
Yeah, I mean, after my second kiddo, I went through early menopause at 40.
Mhm.
And I was like, what's happening? So your body shouldn't, naturally go through that early. So they're like, you need to take hormones. I'm like,
Mhm.
no. Cancer also runs in my family very deeply.
Mhm.
I lost my mom to cancer.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's,
Okay.
it's, it's not been very easy. She was very young. I'm not
Mhm.
saying it was from hormone replacements, but there are stranger things that have happened. Um, when your body goes through changes, men go through the changes too. Testosterone
Mhm.
starts to do weird things, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not very manly anymore." Your body, their hormones are like peptides. You talk about testosterone, estrogen; those things can elevate and repair. And when they're out of whack, and you feel like your
Mhm.
homeostasis is off, and then like, "Oh, you have low thyroid," and "Oh, you have Hashimoto's. Take these pills." Um, you can ask your little organs, your thyroid, your hypothalamus, and all these things to come back and produce what they need to produce. So when our bodies go through these changes, which they have to do, you don't have to feel bad about that. You don't have to suffer. The hot flashes for me was like, oh my gosh, I used to have to change my clothes literally day and night. I wish I had the patches when I went through them. I
Mhm.
just suffered through it because I wasn't going to risk anything. Um, it took me about a year and a half, but I made it. I made it. I cried all day and I sweated all day. But now my friends, I'm 52
Mhm.
now, and my friends that are going through it, I'm like, patch on and they are like, oh my gosh, I'm not feeling any of that. So,
Mhm.
yeah, but your body can support. You mentioned your miscarriage, and they have to do these D&Cs and all these things that your body now has to go back to. When you
Mhm.
put a patch on, it brings you back to a natural state of wellness without you doing anything else because your stem cells are like, oh, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go heal Erica. I'm going to go help her make her feel better. Even mood and sadness. I'm sure you went through a lot of sadness. I mean, that's
Yeah,
horrific.
I'm still going
Yeah,
through that phase.
yeah.
It's
The emotional phase. Yeah,
emotional. Yeah, and it
yeah,
it sucks to go back into that phase where you have to um you can't really grieve it. They
right,
want you to just go right back to work, which
right.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Um, I did get like a little bereavement, like a 3-day thing, but I was like, I don't know. It's still mentally in my head. I don't know if I could still continue because it's like the calls that I get when somebody's talking about they're pregnant, it
Oh,
still triggers.
oh
It
yeah.
feels so
There's
fresh.
triggers. Yeah,
It does.
yeah,
Now, before we wrap up in our conversation, because I am so excited for you to talk about the series.
yeah,
I cannot wait to bring this to the podcast a little bit more for people to return and hear back for. Can you give a little information on that?
yeah. So there's 12 patches, and that's because 22 years ago when it started with the Navy SEALs, it was we need to bring the energy back to the SEALs. They're not getting sunlight. They're in the dark. They're sick. They're
Mhm.
injured. They're human. They
Mhm.
cannot even take a Tylenol. So he came out with the first one, which was the energy enhancer. It was maybe I can give these guys energy. Maybe I can help them. give them what the sunlight would give them, but they can't be sunlight. So
Mhm.
because it came out so long ago, there was a patch for, oh, collagen, okay, skin, okay,
Mhm.
pain. So there's 12 patches.
Okay.
The main patch, which is X39, what does your stem cells
Mhm.
activation, that one came out so many years later. So
Mhm.
all the other patches still work. The main patch is like the holy grail of them all. But I still love all the other patches because
Mhm.
like this one is, I may or may not have put on 10 pounds during winter, my coat. And so this one actually is, it lowers your carbohydrate, your
Mhm.
sugar cravings. It's like that kind of a
Okay.
thing. So I use them all for different things. So I think it'd be awesome to have a 12-week series where each week we're going to highlight and talk about specific patch, its
Mhm.
peptides, what it serves, so people can decide, like, what do I want? Some people use 3, some people use 1, different things for different areas of your life. And so it's awesome to highlight each patch and spotlight what it does. Yep.
I'm excited to get into
Yeah.
it and talk about each patch because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of things wrong with my body. But
You
I'm
got to repair
excited.
yourself, girl.
I know I'm trying. I'm after all of this that's happening. I've been like I told myself for 2026 I am going to prioritize my health
Oh yeah.
because I did put that on my vision board for 2026. So I want
Yeah.
to prioritize, and I think I'm getting older. My kid is going to be 8 next week, and um, life is happening, and life.
Life is happening, and kids are going through. I mean, when I was growing up, we went outside and we played until the Tilka dog come home for dinner. Kids are going through so much. They have
Mentally.
so much pressure on them. They've got these phones that have
Yep.
talk about the blue light, and they've got in school, they've got. I mean, the 5G just in the school alone is crazy.
Mhm.
And they wonder why are they eating the junk and why are they so stressed out all the time. So my kids are patching, and they got injuries. My kids are patching. The kids that are
Mhm.
not,
Yeah,
so it's safe.
it's crazy because, like I said, it's a night and day that I see, like, first grade versus second grade with my
Oh,
my kid, and I
oh
I
yeah.
see the pressure she puts on herself, and I'm trying to teach her, like, "You don't need to put pressure this early in your life. You're supposed to be running around having fun, okay? Live your best life."
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
Robyn, I wanna thank you so much for this conversation. For
Yeah.
listeners who wanna connect with you and learn more, where can we find you?
Yeah, I have a website. If you want to go to, you can see under my name there how to spell it, lifewave.com forward
Mhm.
slash patched by Robyn. So PATCHED, patched by Robyn with a Y. You will be able to look at everything there. There's information, 15 hours worth of fun stuff. You can order from there. You can order
Mhm.
retail, wholesale. All of them come with a money back guarantee. And I mean, so much information. It's so exciting. We can put it in the comments later. Also, the website and direct link. And happy to help
Yeah, it's gonna
anytime.
be put on the website, especially it's gonna be put on my website, y'all. So y'all gotta stay tuned because this series is coming. So
Yeah.
again, thank you all for tuning into the Balanced Boss Mom podcast. Like, comment, subscribe on this YouTube channel. We gotta raise this YouTube channel up. I'm trying.
Go,
Um,
girl.
we are streaming everywhere, so except for Sirius XM Radio. So wherever you listen to your podcast, leave a comment, leave a review, say what you like. Follow the podcast on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm everywhere at this point. I'm trying to be a millionaire overnight. Well, Robyn, again, I want to thank you for being on here, and I appreciate your time. And you're welcome back anytime onto the podcast.
Oh, thank you, Erica. Stay blessed.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.